Good evening, all you Leos out there in the world. Welcome to my channel, Spirit Now Incorporated. Absolute pleasure to have you back with me this evening. I am recording this mid-September 2021 forecast on the evening of the 23rd, which is a couple of days after this full moon that happened on the 20th in Pisces at 28 degrees 13 minutes. For you Leos, the full moon landed in your 8th house, and the 8th house is the house of spiritual growth. It's the house of transformation, alchemizing that which no longer is in alignment with who you are, Leo. You've been looking at these avenues deeply within yourself. That's what the 8th house is asking you to do with this full moon that fell for you in the 8th house, a very spiritual full moon. 8th house is a very spiritual house. It's the house of death and rebirth. Metaphorically speaking, spiritually speaking. It is also a house of taxes and debt, wealth, and financial change. So it's possible that some of you have been transforming these areas of your life, perhaps purging what no longer serves you, and in so doing, looking for healthier transformations to occur. So it's possible that some of you are looking to resign from a current position that you have in a job-related scenario because it's not in alignment with who you are, and for a lot of you, you're questioning if it ever was. So that's what this planetary energy is suggesting for you at this current time. We also have Mars in your 3rd house, and Mars is the planet of action. And when it lands in your house of communication, you know, it could be that some of you have been pretty curt, you know, pretty sharp-tongued with some communications that have been happening in your affairs, personally or professionally. And, you know, that would not be surprising considering that you're going through a very deep transformation with this full moon in your 8th house. So, you know, as frustrating and as difficult as it can be sometimes, try and be careful with your communication, because, you know, you don't want to negate the beautiful transformation that you're going through, as uncomfortable as it may be for some of you, because transformations of any kind can be very difficult and they can be very uncomfortable, but they are doable. And when we go through them, especially in the 8th house, and with this particular full moon that we had in Pisces on the 20th of September, which was the harvest moon, it was a highly spiritual portal to connect with and to move through. So hoping that a lot of you Leos, you know, that are, you know, resonating with this, and that understand that spiritual concept, that you were able to connect spiritually and are still doing so, as these energies will be playing out for the next 6 weeks. So you're looking at, you know, teaching yourself different avenues of philosophy, and you're focusing on these avenues within yourself. And as you're doing, you know, doing those, as you're doing the energy work, pardon me, in these areas, just be gentle with yourself and be gentle with others. I'm not saying that we can be saints, because none of us are, but try and remember to move through these energies gracefully, so that you're not hindered by them, but indeed are helped by them, because the 8th house can be a very difficult house to move through with energy, because you're shedding an old skin, and as we shed an old skin and come into our new skin, it can be very painful, physically, spiritually, and mentally. So be gentle with yourself, and allow the healing and the transformation of this beautiful energy, with the help of this full moon, to move you through the changes smoother. That would be my suggestion, if I may. So moving forward with the oracle and tarot portion of this forecast for you Leos, I'm going to start with the Spirit Animal Oracle deck. And I do hope that this forecast resonates for a lot of you Leos. And thank you again for joining me, and if you would be so kind as to subscribe and hit that notification bell on my channel, it would be deeply appreciated. It does help my channel to grow, and you will be notified when the forecasts are launched for upcoming energies. So again, thank you so much for doing so, and especially for joining me this evening, Leos. Now, let's see what's happening for you, Leos. We're going to look at your most recent past energies, your current, as well as your forthcoming energies, and then we'll clarify with the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. So, your first card out, Leos, for your most recent past energies that you've been coming through is the Ant Spirit. It did come up in the reverse, and it's a card that indicates it's time to collaborate. Now, it did come up in the reverse in your recent past energies, so this indicates to me very strongly that you've been moving through that eighth house, which is not surprising because we are on the 23rd as I record this, and that full moon happened on the 20th, and it did fall in your 8th house. So you're going through that transformation, and you know, as you've been moving through this transformation and shedding some old skin, you're discerning who to collaborate with and who not to collaborate, meaning who's going to be in your world moving forward and who is not, personally and or professionally. And that's what this card is confirming, with it being in the reverse. You're shedding old skin. You're letting go of those and that which doesn't serve you any longer, and you're taking some time to transform and to discern who and what will be a part of your new beginning as you move forward. Actually very beautiful to see. I like that card in reverse. In your current energies, we have the Armadillo Spirit. It did come up in the reverse. Again, not surprising, and I see as very positive, actually. It's confirming that it's suggesting in a confirmative way that you're setting healthy boundaries for yourself. Again, playing off of this, you know, time to collaborate. You're looking, as you go through this transformation in the 8th house, with the help of the full moon in Pisces, a very spiritual portal, you're looking to the divine to help you discern who to collaborate with and who not to collaborate as you move forward, which is exactly what the Ant Spirit indicated previously in your recent past energies. And the Armadillo Spirit in the reverse is also suggesting, because you're setting healthy boundaries for yourself, Leos. You're not allowing anything or anyone that is not good for you, personally or professionally, to move through your energies any longer, especially as you move out of the old and into the new. So that's what these two cards are symbolizing in their energies for you, Leos, at this time. Now, your current energies forthcoming, we have the Eagle Spirit, and it's a beautiful card as well. There it is in the upright. Oops, there it is in the upright. It did come up in the reverse. And in your forthcoming energies, it's just suggesting that you remember that Spirit has your back, because as we go through these transformations, as I mentioned in the 8th house, they can be very unnerving and very uncomfortable, and can leave us frustrated and confused and concerned with what we're moving into, whether again it's a personal scenario or a professional scenario, or perhaps both. Remember that the Spirit has your back. When it's in the reverse, it's suggesting to me that you're concerned about the universe having your back. Don't be concerned. When you come from an elevated place of consciousness and you connect with the Spirit, which is what these cards are suggesting that you do so, especially as you move through this 8th house energy, which you'll be doing for the next 6 weeks, because that's where the full moon in Pisces fell. Very, very heavy a very heavy lunar energy going through a very deep house, the 8th house. Remember that the Spirit does have your back. With it in the reverse is suggesting to me that you're concerned about that. Don't be concerned. Let it flow, Leo. And Spirit does have your back, regardless of you questioning that or not. So don't question it. Know deep within yourself. Now I'm going to clarify these energies with the Rider-Waite Tarot and see what we can come up for Leos here. What's happening for Leos in most recent energies? Thank you for clarification on these energies. What's happening for Leo with this ant spirit of time to collaborate in your recent past energies? All right, Leos. The first card out to clarify the ant spirit, we have the Devil. Beautiful. It's in the upright. This is beautiful, actually. Very positive and beautiful as I see it, because the Devil is confirming that you are not collaborating with anything or anyone that is not in support of what you are transforming or what you are looking to transform. Again, personally or professionally, however this resonates for any one of you Leos out there in the world. You have the light of the divine right above here of the Devil's star, and anything that comes from the light completely shuts out the darkness. So this is very positive to see in the upright, in that you are making certain that you're being very discerning on who you collaborate with in the future, because it is very, very important as you move into the future, even into your current energies, that you are discerning of you know, the dark forces and the light forces, and you want to stay focused on the light as you discern who to collaborate with. And that's what you've been doing in your recent past energies, Leo. To clarify the Devil, we have the Sun. The Sun did come up in the reverse. Again, some of you Leos are feeling concerned that, you know, how you're transforming is hindering you, but it's really not. Some of you are feeling hindered by it. Some of you are feeling, you know, heavy laden by it, which is not uncommon. 8th house is a very heavy house of transformation, but this is what you've been feeling in your recent energies. And with the Sun in reverse, you're just feeling a lack of life. Some of you Leos are also feeling very depleted. You know, again, for who this is resonating, it's not uncommon to feel depleted or out of sorts with yourself and with your environment when you're going through a change, because, you know, or a transformation specifically, not even so much a change, but a transformation, because you're literally letting go of the old you, whoever the old you has been, and is no longer aligned with what you feel intrinsically within yourself is who you are today. Letting go of the past is challenging and you know, uncomfortable and disorientating, excuse me. So, you know, this is why you're feeling so depleted with the Sun in reverse, because it takes a lot of energy to shed an old skin, to allow, and then to have new growth come in, to allow new growth of new skin. It's just like a reptile. When it sheds its old skin, it's very painful. And you know, but once it's shed, it's done. And then the new growth comes, and that's very healing. So, you know, just be gentle with yourself, Leos, because you're going through a lot of changes right now for those of you that are resonating with this forecast. So just be gentle with yourself, and don't let anyone, with this Devil card, don't let anyone, you know, try and don't let any other energies, is the best way that I could put this. Don't let other energies that you're feeling negativity from, don't let them near you as you go through this transformation, because you don't owe anybody an explanation other than yourself. So just bear that in mind as you're going through this, because this can be very, very difficult for anyone to go through, but it's necessary, because if we want newness, we have to make changes, and oftentimes those changes won't manifest themselves until we let go of the old, of whatever the old means for each of you out there, or for each of us as a collective. And, you know, because that's what growth requires. So be gentle with yourself as you go through these, and try your best not to let the frustrations get the better of you. So with respect to this armadillo spirit, where you're, you know, needing to maintain healthy boundaries for yourself, let's clarify that. Beautiful. We have the Empress card. Look at that, Leo. That's just beautiful. Major Arcana card. as you're setting your boundaries, you're sitting back here on your throne. You've been through hell and back, going through these changes and these transformation of energies that you've been, dealing with. And now you're sitting back in your current energies and you're maintaining your boundaries. You're maintaining healthy boundaries for yourself, because the Empress, as a major arcana card, she has been through the mill, but she knows, excuse me, she knows her worth, and she is sitting back and letting the new beginnings come to her. Pardon me. She has collected that which she has derived through the past, through her learnings. She has the divine within her heart, and she is sitting strong and welcoming that which is meant for her by allowing the divine to bring it to her. She's not going after it. She knows her worth. She's not going after anyone that doesn't serve her, or anything for that matter, which is exactly what she has learned by going through the transformation here in the 8th house. She has gone through the transformation and are still coming through it, and now she's sitting back, maintaining her healthy boundaries. She, meaning the energy, not necessarily a person, but for the sake of the reading, and allowing the new beginnings to come to her. Beautiful, Leo. Beautiful to see. To clarify the Empress, we have the 3 of Pentacles in reverse, and this is just indicating that your resources have perhaps been a little depleted. Perhaps you have been paying out on some, overdue bills or of that nature, just practically speaking, because Pentacles are indicative of that which is tangible. But you're working hard on turning that around. So bear that in mind for your forthcoming energies, where we have the Eagle Spirit, and remembering that Spirit has your back. We're going to clarify this. So to clarify the Eagle Spirit, Leos, where it says you're concerned about Spirit having your back, don't be, because Spirit does have your back, even though sometimes you may not feel like it. We have the 7 of Wands. It did come up in the reverse, and it is suggesting that in your forthcoming energies, you pause, continue to let this healing transformation happen here in the 8th house, before you take any action towards anything that you're looking to take action on. You're feeling that someone or something has, interfered with your income or investments, or perhaps there's been, a lot going out and not much coming in with this change that you're going through. But, it's a transformative time, and when we go through these changes, it forces us to look at what we're doing, what we are aligned with, what we are not aligned with, and regroup. And that's what the 8th house does when there's that type of change going on within ourselves. So again, it is suggesting in your current energies to sit back, be the Empress, allow the changes, allow the transformation to manifest. You will regroup and recoup any resources that have been lost to you. Perhaps, some of you have lost a job, and, you're looking to take action and have been delayed in doing so to start another position for yourself in another area. This is, remember that rejection is protection, is divine protection. So even if you have been looking for a new scenario for yourself, professionally speaking, or just a new job until you land the arena that you really want to land, there is a delay, and the delays are necessary right now because of the transformation that you are going through here still from your recent past energies and feeling depleted from them. Take some time to just sit back, maintain healthy boundaries while you're going through the transformation, as this card is suggesting here, and you're sitting back here as you're taking time to recoup and regroup. And in so doing, you'll regroup your pentacles as well, your monies. And once those delays, which you're having right now in moving forward, have been, what's the word I'm looking for? Once the delays have lifted, you'll be able to move forward into the new arena that you're creating, which is right here, boom, boom, very swiftly with the Eight of Wands in the upright. Wands are indicative of fire. The element is fire, and the Eight of Wands specifically is very, very swift action in moving forward. So once you've come through the delays, you're taking swift action in moving forward into your new endeavor, whatever that is for you. I'm going to pull another card to see what that is referring to. And it's referring to justice. Some of you have felt that there's been a grave injustice done towards you, and I'm not quite sure what that is referring to. For each of you, it might be different, but you're feeling that there has been an injustice and you're wanting to rectify that. And when you have an opportunity after the delays to do so, you will be taking swift action towards that. And the justice in reverse is just saying that you're frustrated with not having that new beginning that you've been working toward, because there has been some sort of an injustice that you have felt has affected your energy, whether that was somebody or something that has stood in the way. You're feeling very frustrated with that, and you know, quite angry, to say the least. But you will eventually be able to take swift action towards whatever that is that you're desiring, Leos. So don't lose heart. Move through the transformation. Allow the transformation to have, which you've been going through here in your most recent energies, which has been, you know, delaying some of your pentacles coming in, monies perhaps, and or a change of employment that you're looking at. You've been asked by the divine to continue with the delays here, because you're being protected from something that you may not even be aware of. And once those delays have lifted, you will know them instinctively. You will take swift action against whatever this injustice was that was done toward you, or, you know, standing in the way of, however this resonates for you. And you will move forward with that, whatever that means for you. I'm going to pull from the Enchanted Map Oracle deck to see if I can get a clarification on the balance of this reading for you, Leos, for the mid-September 2021 forecast. And let's see what comes up for you. This card just flipped over, and it's the card of solitude. And it did come up in the reverse, and it's suggesting, Leos, that you're just not feeling very quiet within yourself, because you're very upset about something or someone that has been negating your forward movement, and you're not quite sure how to do that. So, you know, again, if I may suggest, let the transformation, probably sick of hearing me say that, but it's important to move through this 8th house. Don't push when you're being asked to make a change within yourself, because you will be left completely depleted and without resources of any kind, which is what these current energies are suggesting. You're supposed to sit back and be the Empress. Sit back, let the changes happen, let the transformation happen. Once you do that, even though you're not feeling like the universe has your back, Spirit does have your back. The delays will lift. You'll be able to take swift action towards this injustice that you feel has been blocking you. And your solitude will return, because right now you're not feeling very peaceful, but it will return to you. So don't lose heart, Leos. Stay focused. I'll be out with the October forecasts here within the next few days, and we'll see how these energies have changed for you. But my suggestion right now, Leos, is to work with that full moon in Pisces that we had on the 20th. It's a spiritual portal. It was a very spiritual full moon in the house in the 12th house, which is a very spiritual house. Work with that full moon. It fell in your 8th, which is this transformative house. Let the transformation happen, Leos. And I'll see you here within the next couple of days to update on the energies for October for the first half. Don't lose heart. Stay focused. Connect with the Spirit. Connect in prayer, however you choose to do that, through meditation, another alternative form of healing as long as it's healthy, and stay focused on what you want so that you can move through these energies a little bit more easier. All right, Leos, we'll talk soon. Thank you so much. Good night for now.